God is the office that they all hold. It is who they are, and it's the office, and they always agree. So that's the way you need to explain the Trinity to somebody. Besides that, 1 John 3 and 7, there's three that bear record in heaven, the Father, the Word, and the Spirit. And Westcott and Hort doesn't have that in their text, but the Westcott and Hort is a false text. Out of that you get the NIV, the RSV, the American Standard, and so forth. And I got an NIV up here just so I can show you what era it's in. And I won't use one, definitely not. My husband would like information on the cross as the tree, as we had stopped wearing the cross. Well, I could stop and teach on that for about 45 minutes, but I won't. Jesus was crucified on the cross. Well, I don't even need to talk about that. If I get started, I won't quit. All right. Now, the little flock, earthly paradise in heaven. Gosh, you don't want much, do you? The witnesses also taught me there was no hell. Well, I don't know. The rich man died, and in hell he lifted up his eyes in Luke 16. I don't know what they're going to do with that. They call it a parable, but a parable is an illustration of a reality. Being in torments at that. I used to have repeated dreams exactly the same each time, sometimes up to 5 years before they came true, just like the dreams. I knew if I had the same dream twice, it would come true. Well, be careful when you get to talking about dreams. If you dream a dream and you start calling yourself a prophet, then if one thing doesn't come true, we have to kill you. In the 18th chapter of Deuteronomy, if one thing doesn't come to pass that the prophet said, he had to die. One thing. When people say, but Edgar Casey got 65% right. 35% is enough to get you dead in the Old Testament. That ain't enough. Besides that, well, I won't go into that. I was told that dreams come to me from demons. There's no such thing as demons. We don't believe in them. Daimon means to distribute fortunes. That's self, and I go through that. I do a whole series on that. One woman's claimed to know demons by name. Bill Demon, Fred Demon, Jim Demon. Yes. That made it hard for me to sleep. Well, don't worry about that. There's no such thing. The most evil thing in the world lives out here at the end of Indian Lake Road in Hidden Lake and over in Governor's Point. That's the hearts of rich and wealthy and greedy men. Out of the heart proceeds adulteries, murders, fornications, and how hardly shall a rich man enter the kingdom. I watch your show every night from 12 a.m. to 1:30 a.m. and Sunday 8 p.m. What some see as crazy and angry, I am angry. People lying through their teeth and stealing from the poor? Does that bother you? Somebody stealing from last nickel from Kenneth Copeland, stealing the last nickel from some little grandmother, Benny Hinn lying through his teeth about people being healed and they're dying and stealing. I have no church to go to and no friends, but I'm happy to know I'm not alone. Thank you, Sharon Davis, Copper Cove, Texas. We love you guys. Just keep on listening, keep on watching. And a lot of people are confused and they can't help that. They're just struggling, trying to learn the truth, and I'll help you along the way if you just stay in touch. Don't forget our TV program here in Nashville every Monday night and Saturday night, 10 o'clock on Channel 176 if you're here. And then every Wednesday morning and every Saturday morning, every Friday morning, Wednesday morning and Friday morning at midnight on 176. And then we're on, if you live in Hendersonville, we're on Channel 3 every Tuesday evening at 5 and every Thursday night at 7 for a full hour and a half. And then we're on radio Saturday morning on WNQM 1300 on the AM dial. That's at 8 o'clock every Saturday morning. And then we're on 1010 on the AM dial on WHAN out of Gallatin every Sunday morning, 6:15. And just be praying for the ministry. Tim and Timmy here. He's Timmy and I'm Jimmy. He's in the green. Timmy? He's Timmy and I'm Jimmy. He sees me. He says, "Hi, Jimmy." I say, "Hi, Timmy." But Tim and Dave and Tony, that's right, are working diligently on getting more TV. And I believe this is the most important message in the world, when you're telling truth this hard and this straight and correcting the whole world in their era. And People say, who do you think you are doing that? Nobody. God just gives this to me. I've studied my brains out for 53 years. And just till they get fried and I fall out and I stick them back in and keep going. And that's all it takes is studying day and night all your life. But remember that. We're glad to have Lanny and Pam White. This is friends of Jim and Jean. They're from Cincinnati. Y'all look for us in Cincinnati. We'll let you know when we're on. And glad to have y'all here. Do we have, I'm going to get to y'all in a minute. Do we have any other visitors for the first time back here? What was your name?
Albert.
Albert?
Right.
What's your last name?
T-O-T-H.
T-O-T-H? And what's your name?
Jeff Davis.
Jeff Davis? Have y'all been watching us?
No, a friend of mine, I understand was right now in National City. He found you on the internet. And
Oh, really?
I saw what you were teaching, and God's been revealing that to me since 1980, and I knew I wasn't the only little fish who was getting these truths.
Well,
It's hard to find out.
were you talking about the sovereignty of God and predestination, election?
I know what Isaiah 45:7 means too.
Yeah, that's right. He creates evil, doesn't he? God creates evil. Now, I did a paper on God creating evil. I got to get that to you. Be sure and come around. And my wife is the little short woman right there. She's 4'9", right there, talking to Gerald. And give her your name and address, and she will put you on the list to get the DVDs. Be sure and come around. Don't leave before you get your name and everything. Is anybody else here? We're glad to have Al and Ellie Cooper here. They've been watching us on TV up in West Virginia, and they email us 3, 4, 5 times a week, don't you? Constantly. They love this message. They talk about moving here, and when people begin to become a regular extended member of our family, and they come and visit us for the first time. When they start really getting interested in the truth, we like to have them come up and just kind of give a little short testimony about when you first heard us and how it affected you, and it really helps people that watch. But this is Ellie and this is Al. Ellie's the police officer lady that writes and talks about being in a squad car and
Marine.
Huh?
Marine. She's a Marine.
A Marine. Get over here.
Get up here, Big Al. We love you.
Love you too. Just tell them how this has affected.
Well, first of all, I'm not worthy to be here to hear all these truths and have God's grace to be here, but I shouldn't be here because I almost got hit by a vehicle, but God had other plans for me to be here. And when I heard Jim for the first time, we had been going to church, trying to get the truth. I've been to a Baptist college, and I've seen what's out there, constantly searching for the truth. When I saw Jim, actually I was walking in the living room, Al had him on TV, and I was in the kitchen, I was like, huh? And I kind of looked around the corner, and I walked in there and said, Al didn't say anything. He was just waiting to see what I was going to do. All I could do was go sit in front of the TV, sat on the sofa with my mouth sitting open. I was going, this guy knows what he's preaching. He's preaching truth. I said, boy, he is truly blessed and anointed to be preaching such truth, because it's just, I've seen these doctrines. I've been around them. I've had people try to use God for their gain. And, they play these mind games and things like that. And when I saw that, I just knew that I couldn't do anything. There's no words to describe, on a human term, what your body and what your mind is going